Armin had just moved into his new apartment, a quiet and slightly worn place that seemed too cheap to question. The building was old, its walls faintly cracked, and the hallway lights flickered as if struggling to stay alive. Still, he didn't mind. He liked silence. While unpacking his bags late at night, he opened the wardrobe and noticed a small, folded note taped inside. Curious, he pulled it off and read the shaky handwriting. "Whatever you do, don't turn on the light after 2:13 a.m." He chuckled under his breath, assuming it was left by a previous tenant trying to be funny. Tossing aside, he continued unpacking. Hours passed, and soon the clock blinked 2:13 a.m. Suddenly, the power went out, plunging everything into darkness. Armin stood still, his heart skipping slightly. Then slowly, almost instinctively, his hand reached toward the switch. The next night, the same thing happened, as if the darkness itself was following a strict schedule. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the lights cut out without warning, leaving Armin surrounded by a heavy, suffocating silence. This time he didn't laugh. He stood still, listening carefully, his heartbeat echoing in his ears. The air felt colder, thicker, like something unseen was pressing it on him. Then he heard it, a slow, uneven breathing that didn't match his own. It came from somewhere behind him. Armin's throat went dry as he turned slightly, trying to locate the sound in the pitch black. Just as he reached for his phone, a faint whisper slipped through the darkness. Soft but clear, "Don't." His fingers froze. Fear crept through his body, but so did defiance. Swallowing hard, he forced himself forward, determined to break the silence once again. Sleep no longer came easily to Armin. By the third night, he sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the clock, waiting for the inevitable. When it hit 2:13 a.m., the darkness returned instantly, swallowing every corner of the room. He didn't move this time. He didn't even breathe loudly. Then it began, slow, dragging footsteps, as if something heavy was being pulled across the floor. The sound came from the wardrobe. The door creaked open on its own, inch by inch, until it stopped. A strange, shifting shadow spilled out, not quite solid, not quite smoke. It stretched unnaturally across the floor, rising higher as it moved closer to him. Armin felt frozen, his body refusing to respond. The presence stopped right in front of him, and a cold whisper brushed against his face, low and clear, reminding him of the warning he had already ignored. By morning, Armin could no longer convince himself it was just his imagination. The black handprint on the wall hadn't faded. If anything, it looked darker, as if it had sunk deeper into the paint overnight. Shaken, he went downstairs to confront the landlord. The old man listened quietly, his expression growing more serious with every word. When Armin mentioned the note and the exact time, the landlord's face lost all color. He hesitated before speaking, as if deciding whether to tell the truth. Finally, he admitted that the apartment had a history. A previous tenant had become obsessed with the darkness, claiming something revealed itself only when the lights were turned on at that specific time. One night, he vanished without a trace. The warnings he left behind were never meant as a joke. As Armin walked back upstairs, a chilling thought settled in his mind. He had already done exactly what he wasn't supposed to do. That night, Armin didn't pack or try to leave. A strange, heavy calm had settled over him, as if whatever was happening had already chosen its ending. He sat in complete darkness, eyes fixed on the faint outline of the room, waiting. When the clock silently turned to 2:13 a.m., the air shifted, colder than before, pressing against his skin. The breathing returned, slower now, deeper, right beside him. He clenched his fists, whispering to himself that he wouldn't make the same mistake again. "I won't turn it on," he said under his breath. For a moment, everything went still, as if the darkness itself was listening. Then, without warning, the switch clicked. The lights burst on by themselves. Armin's eyes widened in horror as he saw it clearly, standing inches away, smiling with his face. And in that instant, he understood the light hadn't saved him. It had replaced him.